Trump's choice of Senator Jeff Sessions to be Attorney General drawing immediate reaction on Capitol Hill. I want to discuss now with CNN's political commentators, Matt Lewis, Tara Setmeyer, Kayleigh McEnany, and Angela Rye. Good evening to all of you. Good evening. Let me just not fight because I'm so tired. It's just been exhausting.
Find your energy.
Yes. Okay, so Angela, I'm going to start with you because Elizabeth Warren wasted no time today criticizing the President-elect Trump's pick of Senator Jeff Sessions for Attorney General. Here's what some of her statements said. She said, instead of embracing the bigotry that fueled his campaign rallies, I urge President-elect Trump to reverse his apparent decision to nominate Senator Jeff Sessions to be Attorney General of the United States. So, and then Senator Dianne Feinstein has promised to be a fair and complete review of Sessions, have a fair and complete review of Sessions. How harshly do you expect Democrats to push back on this confirmation hearing?
Well, they've already started, and I think rightfully so. It's interesting to hear commentators all day say, oh, we're judging him off of his record from 30 years ago, and that's not exactly true. There are also a number of women who are frustrated about the fact that this is the same man that voted against the Violence Against Women Act. This is the same man who voted against Lilly Ledbetter, which, of course, allows for pay fairness with women and men. So it's like he's not an advocate for people of color, for Latinos and other folks who immigrate into this country. He's been a very strong opponent for black people. We checked the record from calling a black man boy while he was a USA attorney in Alabama, fighting against people. One of the men who worked with Dr. King to organize the Selma March charged him with voter fraud, and of course these people were acquitted because there was no indication of it.
I was watching the report in my office before I came on.
So you have this major issue where this man's record consistently from the 80s to today flies in the face of what the Justice Department should be all about.
So consider, I'll let you get in, but I just want to know, following the footsteps of Eric Holder and Loretta Lynch, how different do you think this Justice Department will be under a Senator Sessions?
Well, we should call it the Department of Injustice, because that's exactly what it would be. He would undo everything they've done to work so hard to establish the Civil Rights Division and to make it a beacon of hope in this country.
Ahead,
well, Angela leaves out some really important parts of Senator Sessions' record. For one, he brought 10 cases to desegregate schools when he was Attorney General. Not only that, he prosecuted a KKK leader. He got a $7 million payout from the KKK, which dismantled the KKK in Alabama. He personally oversaw that the KKK leader got the death penalty for the killing of a black teenager. This is what Senator Sessions did as Attorney General in Alabama. Then, when he got into the Senate, he brought forth the Fair Sentencing Act, which was to reduce mandatory minimum sentences. He partnered with Democrats on that. He voted for a 30-year extension of the Civil Rights Act. I can go on and on and on.
You think he's evolved over the years since the 80s?
I think he was mischaracterized in 1986. He denied those allegations. Those were statements brought up in a confirmation hearing that I think was a politicized confirmation.
He admitted in the hearing. I heard that. I read the transcript and saw it. He admitted, he said, I'm sure I said something along those lines or in that order.
He also joked about the KKK, and he did also admit to joking about the KKK. And as you know, for so many of us, it's no laughing matter. So it's good that, you know, perhaps it's a checkered past, but I think checkered is not good enough when you're supposed to
Do you think, as Kayleigh says, that he has evolved on certain issues or was mischaracterized?
Well, there's some controversy over the '86 nomination and what happened, and the person that accused him in the Department of Justice was admonished, actually, and had to pay a fine for over-exaggerating racial injustices while bringing cases. So there's some question about what happened in '86, but there's still, I think, what's going on. Look, I worked with Jeff Sessions in his office when I worked on the Hill. And we work very closely on immigration issues. I've never had a problem with Jeff Sessions in that respect. But here's the issue. The issue is that Donald Trump is coming out saying that he wants to unify the country. And there are a lot of people, particularly people of color, who feel that Donald Trump is a racist, a bigot, and all the other things going on here based on the way he ran his campaign. When you choose someone that has racial baggage like Jeff Sessions does, it sends a message that he doesn't care. There are a lot of other people. I mean, I think Jeff Sessions will be all right as Attorney General, but when you want to send the message that you're trying to unify folks, then why do you pick someone that has a checkered racial past like that? It just opens up this conversation, and it makes healing the wounds that much more difficult.
Do these picks make it harder for Donald Trump to seem as someone who's trying to unite the nation?
Well, if what we